Well, Q, as you state that, I have the Bears pick right here if you would like it. With the 53rd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears are selecting defensive lineman Gervon Dexter.
Oh, that's my dude. Okay, that's my dude. I just did not think they would take him this high. He is the number 48 player on my board, so I consider this just fine value. Everyone's going to look at this as a reach, but I don't care. I like this pick. Gervon Dexter, it's pronounced like a J.
See?
Surprisingly. Gervon Dexter Sr. He just had his first son in the last year. First son was born. And I'll throw this up here. Gervon Dexter Sr., nose tackle. I think he's a perfect fit for a 40 front as a nose tackle, as like a two tech, maybe play a little one eye. I think defense shifts. He's going to be just fine serving a three tech role because he runs a 4.8 40 with a 7.5 three cone. Like, he is quick. He's explosive. There's some stuff you got to iron out with him, though. Like, he is tall to begin with. He is 6'6". On top of that, he plays tall. Not a great mix. So that's fixable, though. You know, as an NFL evaluator or coach, if you're not as in me, but if you're an NFL evaluator or coach, you're looking at this guy, you're sitting there saying, I can fix that. That's as long as the guy's work ethic is there, that's easy. That's an easy solve as long as the guy's work ethic is there. And based on the stuff that we heard about Darnell Wright's workouts, I'm assuming the Bears did some very similar stuff with anyone they're picking this high to say, yeah, we know his work ethic's there. We put him through hell. Like he may pass. So Dexter, the other big knock on him is he's slow off the line of scrimmage at times. Like, there'll be times where the ball's snapped and he's still in his stance while everyone else is moving. I personally think this is a nose tackle who played 50 snaps a game at Florida. Like, that's a lot of snaps for a nose tackle. You're going to have a heavier rotation for him in the NFL. I think that stuff gets solved with just getting him some more rest and also just experience. This guy is a fairly inexperienced player, not on the college level. He played a lot of snaps at Florida, like I said, but he actually stopped playing football in the 7th grade because he had hoop dreams. He wanted to be a baller. And then he didn't come back to football until his junior year of high school when the coaches convinced him to. So I'm excited about this guy. The second I watched this player before the Senior Bowl, so this was January, I wrote down right here in my draft notebook, I wrote down hits and underlined it next to his name because, and some people are going to disagree with me on that because there are people who think this guy is loafs all over the tape. I don't. I see him hustling to the football at the end of every single play. He might not have gone 100% every single snap, but on the defensive line, you can't, especially when you're playing 50 snaps a game. But the fact that he was always getting to the football at the end of the play, he recovered multiple fumbles at Florida. He was always around the football. I think he fits what Eberflus wants to do. And he's such a unique frame for a nose tackle. 6'6", 320 pounds. Like, this guy is not your prototypical big guy in the middle. And he was eating up double teams on the college level pretty well. Like, you'll find snaps where he did get washed, but it's a double team. Unless you're Vince Wilfork, you're going to get washed here and there. But the versatility that he offers when defenses shift their front, for him to still be not, he's not going to be your explosive three tech, but he can play some snaps there when you need him to. And when defenses shift their fronts, he's going to need to. So I'm excited about this guy. I think he is a very, very impressive football player who's on the rise.
I think what you bring up there is an interesting point, too, of having that size. You talk about having the athleticism to, take on one-on-ones here and but that's the game of the NFL here, man. They're going to have to build some guys around there that, can play some snaps. And that's exactly what I think you kind of reiterated within this talk right now. Let's move why was this not like a popular name per se? Obviously, you start to.
He's unconventional. He is it's very easy to flip on his tape and not feel sure about what you're seeing, because like I said, his leverage, he plays so tall, and he's such it's his technique needs work, but he's winning with bad technique. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming that they believe he's coachable, because that's the big thing here. That's that you see a guy this talented playing with bad technique, you ask, can I coach him? Can we develop this guy? And I personally think that, so you go back to 2020, his father passed away. 2 years later, his son is born. Like, I think there's a lot of maturation that happens in that time, in those life events happening. And
Sure.
I think that this is a guy who's coming to the NFL very mature. He was one of the top earners in NIL money in the SEC
Okay.
this year. Actually, I believe top earners. If not top earners, he's like one of the first big money guys. Like, he was on his P's and Q's with those contracts, and which, I don't know, maybe some people don't like that. I think that's cool. I think that shows a guy's maturity level and, ability to handle his own dealings very well.
Yeah, it seems like, because now this is going on live here on ABC. We're released a little bit ahead due to the Twitter sphere. Thanks, what is his name, Schramm's. He's the one who's killed this whole thing for us.
Yeah.
But they're showing the pick now and evaluating. And like you said, I think that the one thing is it shows the highlights here, being able to push up the middle into the quarterback, getting pressure up the middle, obviously in today's NFL is critical. That way your guys on the edge can do their work, get into the quarterback and flushing them out, making plays. But yeah, no, I think obviously the 100% not made up fun fact too that you have down here is something that I very much enjoy as well. Hilarious.